Hi sisters, it's me Talene, and today I'm going to go over my 3 top tips to losing weight with PCOS. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get updates and learn more tips on managing your symptoms. Do you feel like you just gain weight every time you breathe? Because somebody told me that once and I posted it on Instagram and it seemed to be very popular. I understand how you feel. Are your friends watching you as you chomp on salad all day and all night and still not lose 1 pound? I get it. I was there. And sometimes it can feel really embarrassing, like everyone else is seeing results except me. Why? It's just that we're built differently. And we need to do what's right for our bodies and get to a weight that we're comfortable with. And that doesn't mean you have to look like everyone around you. You can do things to decrease bloating, feel less inflamed, get yourself to a point where you're happy and confident. You just have to remember, everyone has a different formula. What works for one girl, eating 1,200 calories a day and exercising like crazy, may not work for us. Most likely it won't, from my experience. Let me give you my 3 top tips for PCOS weight loss. My first tip is to make sure that your blood sugar is balanced all day. How do you do that? So for breakfast, you're gonna have lots of protein, 30 to 40 grams, eat 5 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between. Do exercises, but not just any old exercises, weight-bearing exercises. Squats if you don't feel like going to the gym. Squats are the best because your thigh muscle is the biggest muscle in your body. So when you work that muscle, it picks up all the sugar in your bloodstream and burns it for energy. Whereas when you go on a run, you end up dumping sugar into your bloodstream for energy to use during that run. But because we have PCOS and most of us are insulin resistant, we can't burn that sugar as well as other people. So it can get really frustrating if you feel like you're exercising, you're going to kickboxing, you're going on runs, and it's just not working. It's because of the high amount of stress hormones that you're dumping into your bloodstream. So it's important, very important to do those 3 things: eating 5 times a day, having a protein-rich breakfast, and exercising by doing weight-bearing exercises or squats. My second tip for PCOS weight loss is going gluten-free and dairy-free for at least 3 months. And then add it back in and see how you feel. If it's causing bloating and indigestion, then it's not for you. You must be gluten and dairy sensitive if that's the case. But test it out. Take it out of your diet for 3 months and see how you feel. Melissa Diane Smith from Going Against the Grain, that great book that she wrote, says that 85% of women with PCOS have gluten sensitivity. That is so many women. 85%. And people call it a fad diet. Gluten is found in bread and pasta, and it's very easy to swap out. You can get high protein pasta made of chickpeas or black beans, or you can get gluten-free bread. Rice is gluten-free. There's oats that are gluten-free that aren't rolled in flour. Quinoa is gluten-free too. So there's a lot of options for you. My third tip is to go dairy-free for 3 months and see how you feel. If you add it back in and you feel bloated and indigestion, then it means that you're sensitive to that too. The main problem with dairy is that it contains a hormone called insulin-like growth factor in it, which is the last thing that we need when we have PCOS, is more insulin in our bodies. It mimics insulin, which increases our cells' insulin resistance. And the more insulin resistant we are, the more sugar and carbs go ahead and store themselves as fat, and we end up gaining weight when we're not even eating anything unhealthy. It's just because we're insulin resistant. I'm a registered dietitian. I understand that everyone does not respond well to going on diets. So I do not recommend this for you if you have struggled with an eating disorder or restrictive eating. If you do choose to go gluten and dairy free, I recommend that you do it under the supervision of a registered dietitian, me. So just a brief overview. We went over making sure your blood sugar is balanced, making sure you're trying to be gluten free and trying to be dairy free. These are my 3 tips to losing weight with PCOS. Notice in there I didn't put anything about cutting calories. So I understand that you might want to cut calories in order to lose weight with PCOS, because that seems like a really logical thing to do and everybody else is doing it. Calories in, calories out, that crazy formula that people came up with back in the day is not relevant to us. It's a little relevant in that we do have to eat the amount of calories that our body requires, maybe just 100 or 200 calories less than that. But what's really more important for PCOS weight loss is making sure that you're eating foods that balance your hormones and heal your hormones. Because essentially, once you heal your hormones, you'll be able to lose the weight. Your body will let go of it. We want to be nourishing ourselves, feeling better, doing what's right for us. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get more tips on how to manage PCOS. Bye!